In 2004, Tunisia would host the African Cup of Nations. They had fallen agonisingly short of lifting the trophy a number of times, losing the 1965 final to Ghana and the 1996 final to South Africa, along with a number of third and fourth place finishes. As the hosts, they were looking to finally put their previous heartbreaks to bed and at long last get their hands on the trophy. This is a story of when Tunisia ruled Africa. Tunisia were elected to host the 2004 edition of the African Cup of Nations in 2000, having twice hosted before in 1965 and 1994. As a result, they would qualify automatically. While supporters may have been quietly confident that the home advantage could help Tunisia, they were not amongst the favourites, with the likes of Nigeria, Egypt and Cameroon, who had won the past two editions, widely expected to take home the trophy. Tunisia were, however, under the stewardship of Roger Lemaire, a man who only 4 years before had guided France to continental glory at Euro 2000. As well as his experience, they had a huge support, with the Stade 7 November Stadium in Radez constantly filled during the tournament. Tunisia would kick the tournament off, up against debutants Rwanda. The hosts took the lead through Ziad Shaziri, but Rwanda would level the scores before half-time. Francilou dos Santos would net to put Tunisia back in front, and the hosts would hold on to get off to a flying start. In Tunisia's second game, a 3-0 win against DR Congo sealed their spot in the second round, thanks to 2 goals from Santos and 1 from Najee Brahim. Tunisia's final group game against Guinea finished 1-1, and Tunisia would emerge as group winners. In the quarter-finals, Tunisia would face a huge challenge when they were up against Senegal. Senegal only 2 years before had reached the final, as well as reaching the quarter-finals of the World Cup. Tunisia had to make a statement if they were serious about fighting for the trophy, and Tunisia would duly oblige. A goal from Jawor Manari sealed the victory and sent Tunisia into the semi-finals. Once again, Tunisia would face a huge task in the Battle of the Eagles. The Eagles of Carthage, as Tunisia are known, would be up against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It was a huge task for Tunisia, but with tens of thousands of fans in their stadium cheering them on, they rolled up their sleeves and faced up to the challenge. The first half would pass by deadlocked, with neither side able to put themselves in front. The game remained goalless before the hour mark, but then, on the 67th minute, Nigeria were awarded a penalty that would be taken by JJ Okocha. Okocha placed the ball in the corner, and although Ali Bouminel made contact, it trickled into the net, but the referee would make Okocha take it again, due to him stopping halfway through his run-up. This time, Okocha sent Bouminel the wrong way, and the penalty would count. Nigeria were in front. Desperately trying to save their spot in the tournament, Tunisia pushed forwards, and with less than 10 minutes to go, Ziad Shaziri was brought down in the box, and the referee pointed to the spot. The captain, Khalid Badra, would step up, with the hopes of a nation resting upon him. He placed the ball into the corner, and Tunisia were level. The game went into extra time, and a couple of great saves from Bouminel kept Tunisia in the game. The extra period passed with neither side able to get a winner, and the game would go to penalties. Badra stepped up first, and for the second time that night, he netted his penalty. John Utaka would score his penalty for Nigeria, before Santos netted his to put Tunisia 2-1 ahead. Up next was Peter Odemwingie for Nigeria. Odemwingie aimed for the bottom corner, but Bouminel dived to meet it and made the save. Nigeria had blinked first, and Tunisia had the advantage. Both sides would net their next 2 penalties, and with the score at 4-3, Tunisia would go through if they scored their next penalty. Up would step Karim Hagoui. He ran up and curled the ball into the top corner beyond the goalkeeper as the stadium erupted. Tunisia were into the final again, and this time they prayed to be third time lucky. Tunisia would face Morocco, who had won the tournament 1 time before. Tunisia aimed to make history on their home turf. The game kicked off in the afternoon sun and in front of an expectant crowd of 60,000. In the 4th minute, Tunisia had a great chance when Mehdi Nafti volleyed towards goal from range, but it was saved by Khalid Fouhami. Tunisia were awarded a corner, which was played short and then swung into the box. Morocco headed it away before Nafti picked it up and swung it back in. The ball was met by Santos, who headed into the bottom corner to give Tunisia the lead. There were delirious scenes across the stadium, but there was still 80 minutes to go. Tunisia were inspired by the goal and were all over Morocco, creating a series of chances. However, they were unable to make them count, something that would come back to haunt them. In the 37th minute, Morocco ventured into Tunisia's box, and the ball was squared back for Youssef Mokhtari, who levelled the scores with a diving header. Tunisia missed a chance to go in front just before the break, and the teams went in at half-time, level at 1 goal apiece. As the second half began, Tunisia had renewed confidence in themselves, keen to this time put their demons to rest. In the 52nd minute, a shot from Jose Clayton was parried away by Fouhami, but it fell straight to Ziad Jaziri, who slotted it into the net to restore Tunisia's advantage. Jaziri went into delirious celebrations, removing his shirt as he screamed with joy. The packed-out crowd started to believe that this was their moment. Tunisia remained in front, and as the game entered its final moments, fans across the stadium whistled, begging for full time. And soon, it was. Tunisia won 2-1 and were champions of Africa for the first ever time. The players embraced each other, some falling to the floor in tears, as the Eagles of Carthage had been third time lucky in the Cup of Nations final. The trophy was lifted in the air in front of a joyous crowd. Tunisia finally had their hands on the trophy, and had done so fittingly in their own backyard. Whilst Tunisia have not won the African Cup of Nations since, they have still come across good fortune. They have partaken in every single edition of the African Cup of Nations following their victory, and they also qualified for 2006 and 2018 World Cups, as well as winning the 2011 African Nations Championship. Tunisia's victory in 2004 was an unlikely victory, as they defeated 2 of the best teams in Africa at the time to find their way to the final. And the scenes of sheer delirium amongst the home crowd as they won the tournament for the first time shows just how special a tournament the African Cup of Nations is.